Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flex. In this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about an update to do with the Daisy Ridley led Star Wars movie that is a follow-up to the sequel trilogy. So guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here. And with that down, let's jump into this news. So guys, this article comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Star Wars, Daisy Ridley Rey movie, gets a script update, is a new beginning really its subtitle? We have an update on where things stand with Lucasfilm's Daisy Ridley-led Star Wars movie, following the WGA strike, along with news on whether the project is really titled A New Beginning. Let's check it out, guys. So, this year's WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes have led to major delays for countless upcoming projects. Yeah, guys, in my last couple of videos, you can't help but kind of discuss the strikes when it comes to any kind of movie news that is having a knock-on effect to pretty much everything that we're seeing. Delays left, right, and center on so many different projects. And it's a shame because, it's affecting the movies that we can see and we have to wait longer to see them, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, people are fighting for their, working conditions. So I fully understand what they're doing. But let's keep going, guys. So after all, our favorite movies and TV shows can't be made without the people to write them and the talented stars who bring those words to life. We're hoping the studios will do the right thing for SAG members after reaching a new deal with WGA, and the end does seem to be in sight. Yeah, I heard that this weekend, they're supposed to be sorting out a deal this weekend, so hopefully that goes through, and the studios and, the actors can come to the table, and hopefully they can get a resolution solved so that we can get our movies back on track. So, when it comes to 3 Star Wars movies announced in London this past April, though all signs point to the Daisy Ridley-led sequel to the sequels being up first for Lucasfilm, according to StarWarsNews.net, via the science fiction and fantasy gazette.com. The hope now is Stephen Knight will finish his latest draft of the screenplay by the end of this month or Thanksgiving, so by Christmas the script should be in the hands of Lucasfilm executives. The site cast out on camera rolling in London as soon as next April, and suggesting August or September start date now seems more likely. Now about that title, recently there have been rumblings online it could be called Star Wars A New Beginning. We know many of you scoffed at such a generic sounding subtitle, but the site explains that, quote, Lucasfilm hasn't decided on a title for the film yet, and is more focused on getting the actual story right for now. Yeah, guys, that absolutely sounds correct to me. I mean, rather than sitting around, in the boardrooms of Disney trying to figure out what the title is, actually nail down the story, because what they suffered with the sequel trilogy, it seems that from one film to the next, the story was kind of all over the place. There was plot holes, there was MacGuffins that didn't make sense. The story didn't coalesce. It seemed like they were just making up the trilogy as each film went along. And it was just, it was so weird. It's almost like, imagine if you had a puzzle and you had parts of the puzzle that didn't fit, but they kind of forced it in. Like, it just didn't, things didn't flow, didn't make sense. And it divided the Star Wars fan base massively, especially this Rey character. This Rey character was massively divisive among, fans. They were calling her a Mary Sue. The fact that she could just become a Jedi and she just knew how to do everything. And it seemed like she was better than everybody else at being a Jedi, with hardly any training. And, people, really didn't like what they did with the Rey character. Whether they actually hated the Rey character in herself, like the actual actress playing the Rey character, or, just the Mary Sue aspect of it, I'm not really sure. But it divided the fan base a lot, that's for sure. But let's keep reading, guys. So, however, they don't think A New Beginning is totally out of the question, so it may well have been written on a whiteboard somewhere in Lucasfilm's headquarters. As for the rest of the studio Star Wars plans, James Mangold has been hired by the studio to tell the story of the first Jedi thousands of years in the past. That's going to be an interesting, project, guys, in the Star Wars universe, because it's so far removed from, the Skywalker saga and anything to do with the characters that we know. It's 1,000 years in the past. And it's just removed from everything that we know about Star Wars that we've seen on the big screen. So it's going to be like a Star Wars movie, but nothing familiar about it. There's no familiar characters or surroundings or, locations or whatever. So, I'm looking forward to that one, guys. In the past, another movie, this time from Dave Filoni, takes place in the same timeline as The Mandalorian for a crossover event which is expected to put Grand Admiral Thrawn front and center. Yeah, I mean, we just had the Ahsoka show, just finished on Disney Plus, last week or a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember how long it was. But there was a lot of people that had major issues with what Grand Admiral Thrawn was doing in the Ahsoka show. Like, he's supposed to be this master tactician. Instead of using his might to fight people, if you like, he obviously uses his brain power. He's a tactician. He's a battlefield commander. but the decisions that he made in the Ahsoka show was absolutely ridiculous. Like, it just lacked all logical sense, especially for a seasoned, veteran, army commander, if you like. And people like Ted just shredded that character in reviews, and like what they did with him was just crazy. And yeah, there was a lot of backlash for the Grand Admiral Thrawn character, that's for sure. So if they're going to put him into a movie, they really need to do some revamping with the character before they do that. So then there's this Rey project, a movie taking us back to the sequel trilogy for a story set 15 years after the event of the Rise of Skywalker. They've got a lot of convincing to do to get people on board with the Rey character, this is for sure. Like I said, acting wise, she was okay. If the character was written better, I haven't got a problem with Daisy Ridley playing the Rey character. But what they did with the character, the Mary Sue aspect of it, is what people didn't like. So whether people can get on board with this Rey character if they rewrite her differently, I'm not really sure. It's going to have to do a lot of convincing in the marketing to get people back on board with the Rey character, that's for sure. So, Miss Marvel director Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy will be at the helm, and as noted, Ridley will reprise her role as Rey, now a Jedi Master looking to create a new Jedi Order while attempting to combat the dark forces that rise up to stop her. What those are remain to be seen. So, can it fix the sequel trilogy? And will fans and regular moviegoers alike even want to return to this period after what happened back in 2019? Only time will tell. They would be lying to say that we're not intrigued. We currently expect Star Wars movie to be released in theaters on May 22nd, 2026, though that may well change. Yeah, guys, so we've got a long time to wait until this new Rey Star Wars comes out. It's over 3 years away. So, yeah, there's going to be a long time to kind of, get tidbits of information coming out about this and to kind of learn a little bit more. And if we do get any more news, guys, I'll make sure I'll update it on the channel. But, are you guys willing to give the Rey character another try? Or are you kind of just done with the whole Rey character? You don't want anything to do with her? I would love to know your thoughts about, this Rey-led sequel to the sequels trilogy. Yeah, would you be willing to give her another chance? That's the big question that as Star Wars fans, we need to ask people, I think. Are people willing to give the Rey character another chance? I know I've said that like 3 times now, but it's kind of a big question in the Star Wars, fan base. So, yeah, guys, that's kind of where we are. So, it looks like they're hard at work on the script. The script could be with the executives by the end of the year, and filming could take place, August, September of next year, here in the UK, in London. And yeah, so just ask yourselves, are you willing to watch another Rey movie? And if not, what's the reasons for that? Jump into the comment section, let me know what you think, guys. I'd be really interested to hear your take on this news. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.